reliant on technology, kindness, and discipline. Food stalls are present near garbage in the wrong trash can. The penalty for such offenses is the deduction of Shortly after, Lisa arrives at her workplace, which is a futuristic shuttle housing. Men have dominated society, but all it brought was hate and violence and so on. All definitely the fault of men. Then, destroy all the men in the US military. However, the virus quickly spread to the women took over. They slowly started reversing the damages done by men. At last, the video mentions that the birth of boys, i.e. primates, get to know that the male population is looked upon like apes. They have little intelligence. Takes the girls to the edge of the colony, from where they can see the place where men live, with very limited use of technology and etiquette. Their lives are very who is a virgin. All he wants is to get laid, but at the same time, he hierarchical society and wants to initiate an uprising. In one of his speeches, livestock. But one day, Baron's brave grandfather escaped their society interest. Lisa arrives there with her students. It turns out that she has brought them on a while. When Lisa and a student named Maria reach a restricted area, Gara, but also ends up attracting the attention of some other men who arrive at the scene, and decides to participate, but to his dismay, he is pitted against a giant. The women flee to their shuttle while Gara rushes to his grandfather's house. This startles the shuttle owner, Julius, who is also a male. It turns out that they were given the privileges and respect like their female counterparts. Surprising, special booze called moonshine. Unfortunately for him, he gets so costume and pretends to be the new seed keeper. A while later, the shuttle reaches a call, gives him a tour of the city. Along the way, several women greet him with excitement in front of live TV, promising to reproduce healthy and smart baby at the reproduction chamber, where a middle-aged obese woman named Berta welcomed me. Oh my god. At first, Gara hesitates to go through with the process and keeps thinking about him all the time. The next morning, Gara is introduced, massaged to keep them fit and happy. Overwhelmed with all the girls around him, is prohibited in the Two Hills colony. To make matters worse, thinking about intercourse, which consists of her mother Paulina and grandmother Anya, are at the local court. Tried at the court to check if they are guilty. Nervous, Lisa opens up to her best mom Vivian, who happens to be a high-ranking councilwoman in the colony. Tries footage from her AI, which verifies her claims. With this, everyone is shocked, and the judge punishes Lisa with 80 hours of Comunica's grandfather. The old man decides to help him out, but only if he keeps his identity. Positive note, but Baron makes a mockery out of him by twisting his finger. Treat his finger. Unfortunately, Baron notices this and becomes envious. To a slap fight. Later, the preparations for the fight are made, and the entire but to everyone's surprise, the latter gets right back up. He then unleashes takes all the seed keepers out for a walk. During the journey, Gara gets tired of all the. After a while, the group arrives at a statue, which appears to be of Greta Thunberg. Turns agree, and together they venture off to the nearby sea to catch fish. The dangerous weapon. However, instead of being suspicious, the guys like Gara and blows their cover. Hence, they are sentenced to a full day's tour of the education. Lisa. It turns out that she was sent to serve in the reproduction base as a punishment. The community's protocols are brought to the education center. There, they are brained illegal cliches of the society, like having intercourse or even thinking about it. Who is a bit old-fashioned and despises the latest rules, finds him keepers and makes them understand that, contrary to what they learnt today, having breaks But before things get out of hand, Gara intervenes and sends the guy away. The authorities. Nice guys finish last again. Meanwhile, at the slums, right-hand man Rat to finish Julius off. Following the plan, the group manages to extract some valuable food items. The group is further impressed when Julius may decide to spare his life and take him back to the slums. On the other hand, following morning, Vivian compares pictures of the new batch of seed keepers and eventually from the slums. Wasting no time, she orders her assistant to sound off an emergency inside the colony. As the emergency alarms go off, he notices Elisa and cops start swarming the place, so Lisa flees with Gara. Unfortunately, we see Julius alive. He angrily asks his men about why they didn't execute him, demands a democracy. He states that all the residents of the place deserve equal a friendly meeting. The two later meet in Baron's personal quarters to talk, the winner of which will be the leader of the slums. After Julius leaves, will have a lesser chance of winning. At night, the voting ceremony is commenced, and all the wins the election with 18 votes compared to Julius's 16. It turns out her grandmother Anya tries to think of ways to make him escape. Unfortunately, before inside the closet. Here, it is revealed that keeping animals in captivity, or even Anya saw the primate, aka Gara, running away with Lisa. The cat sneezes inside the closet, hence blowing their cover. As only a projectile traveling over the speed of 80 kilometers an hour, the two set off on their journey, and Gara accelerates the motorcycle to exceed and tears their clothes apart. But the good thing is that they have brought some extra clothes with Squirrel and cooks it as breakfast. But sadly, Lisa, who has lived all her of some nearby men. To see what happens next, watch the second part.